An Eve dramas update. You guys know, as I said back on August 7th, I made a prediction, which the video is gonna be on the first comment. I'm gonna link it there. And as predicted, this happened back on August 7th when I made the reading, and I predicted it, and look where we are right now. So we are going to do an update on his energy. We already have read on Eve, so we're gonna move on with him. I want to remind you guys that my readings have an update. They are divinely guided. Everything has free will. Not everything is going to resonate with everybody. Please keep in mind that the energies could be inverted. This kind of readings are always and only for your entertainment purposes only. Everything said and mentioned is alleged. You're always provided with legal disclaimers at the beginning of every reading. And with this said, let's move forward. Let's see what the universe has. So we got the Emperor in the reverse, the Six of Wands in the reverse, the Sun, the Chariot, the Four of Cups in reverse, the Judgment card in overall energy, Seven of Swords in the reverse, and I'm sorry, the Six of Swords in the reverse, six, yes, and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have Aries energy, Leo energy, Cancer energy, Libra energy as well, and Gemini. So as of right now, those are the energies I see on this spread. Energetically, it shows right here that he allegedly was a little immature about the whole connection as well. As if you haven't seen the video for Eve, she also got some things that she needs to work on. So please, before you judge, make sure to watch it, okay? So allegedly here, he did had some things to work on. He was a little bit immature allegedly in the way he could handle the connection. Why? Because here it shows me right here that allegedly if he wanted to make it official, he could have done it. But allegedly he kept it off labels, and she did it too in a way she performed. So he's not a bad guy, she isn't either. They both made mistakes, nobody's perfect. But allegedly here it says that if he wanted her to be a girlfriend kind of thing, he needed to make her a girlfriend, not just with hopes, but to voice it and to treat her like one. And allegedly he didn't, okay? And again, she also kind of contribute to that, right? Allegedly. But this is one of the things. If you want somebody to act like a girlfriend or to act a certain way because you have feelings for this person and you have expectations, make sure you voice what you want and make it happen. Otherwise, you are making it free for all, pretty much, right? So this new beginning that he wanted kind of like it's on limbo right now, because allegedly you can't want, let's say you cannot expect somebody to act like a girlfriend but also want to keep your freedom, because then even Stevens, right? And they both kind of like knew this situation was toxic and they went like, let's go with the flow. But allegedly I feel like they both had to work on past traumas, because it's a sense of like he's afraid of commitment in a way to perform. This could be allegedly subconsciously, and she is too. So we got two negatives want to make a positive, and it's quite hard when two negatives do not see the negatives that could make it impossible to make a positive, right? Because everybody can change, everybody could do better, but we have to start from within. And there's issues that not only he had, but also, if you guys seen her video, also allegedly pointed it out. So with this said, you can't move forward with unresolved issues. You cannot move forward allegedly when you cannot be honest with your emotions. So it seems right here that he did bottle up a lot of his emotions, and allegedly, even though that he could have just tried his best, this sense of like, you should have spoke your truth, you should have acted according to your emotions, right? So with this said, allegedly, it's hard. Yeah, it is hard to have a connection, to get to know somebody, to grow with somebody, or to do better when your full connection is displayed for the world to see. But understand something, behind doors, the ones that knew exactly how the connection was them. And allegedly also, when you are mad, giving them the silent treatment, it's never good, because it does make everything so confused. So allegedly he also has a thing that he needs to work on. Whenever he gets angry, he gives people the silent treatment, and it's understandable because you don't want to like shout and make it bigger than it is. But allegedly, as an adult, you have to say, hey, I'm not in the right mind to speak, give me a break. Giving the person you're with or the people that you're connecting with the understanding that you are not shutting them out of your life, but you are just needing some space because you need to regulate. So allegedly, using your words, it's very important to any connection, not only this one but any possible connections. Silent treatment is not the way to go, and allegedly he does give people the silent treatment when he gets very upset, and this gives a lot to the imagination. Okay, and if you don't say nothing, people will do whatever they can and want because you're not saying nothing. So keep in mind that that's why it's so important. That's why relationships are not easy, because it takes a lot of words, a lot of like getting out of my comfort zone. And allegedly, I don't see him being ready for that, which it will immediately set this for failure. The same way as she has a lot to work on, as well as allegedly her codependency and maybe clinginess sometimes allegedly. So again, they both need to work on themselves to become a better person so they can become a better possible partner, not only for themselves if they want us to reconnect, but for future partners, right? But it does show right that he is not over something. I don't know if he's not over an ex or something, but allegedly something in his energy are still hurting him, which makes him unavailable to move forward. So he needs to work and try to figure it out. What is this emotion that causes the energies of being emotionally unavailable entirely? Although he may want to, it does show that he's not emotionally available completely, and that something in his energy is still there. And it's like, why can you let it go? And again, it's because allegedly he does shun all his emotions in a way, shape, or form, and pretending that they will go away. And sadly, this is not a good way to deal with emotions, allegedly. With the Four of Pentacles, I don't see him as a bad guy whatsoever. I don't see him wanting to use her, allegedly. That's not the intent he had. But allegedly, he did lack of being quite straightforward with her in certain things, allegedly. And again, silent treatments and like, it's just not the way to go. And there is traits that he needs to work and to do better as well, which he's not letting go. But again, he's also allegedly carrying a lot of things from the past, and this is not just connected to livelihood in general. This is about relationships that he needs to work on. Otherwise, it's always going to be an issue, because every time he wants to open up, something connected to that like kind of like kicks in, allegedly. It makes him hold on to that, and it's like self-sabotaging his possible good connections. But this is one of the things he sees that he needs to work on. Yeah, it's like, yes, you're deserving of love, you're deserving of a family, and at this point you can't have that if you're not willing to let go of something from the past, especially in the romantic sense. So I don't feel she's ready for this connection. I don't feel he's ready. They both have, allegedly, it could be possibly exes that they need to work on letting go entirely. And this is not even love entirely. This is more about like, allegedly, like, I just don't want to lose something. And they do have a similar emotion that whenever they connect with somebody, they really want to make it like family like, because it feels out of void. But allegedly, you can't just see somebody as the missing piece of a puzzle, especially when allegedly you have things to let go of from the past as well. So it makes it very hard and very complicated to be workable. So sadly, he's not a bad guy, although people may look at him a different way. She's not a bad girl either. They just both need to work on their toxicity, because it's a lot of heavy toxicity in both of their energies that honestly makes it so impossible to work. And this could be one of the reasons why they bonded. But this is trauma connection. This is a trauma bonding connection here, okay? And that's why they say, hey, work it out and see if you guys can make it work again. Because sometimes, yes, you could connect with people just because of past traumas or similar traumas. And once you guys are over that, that's when the connection changes. So hopefully, if they really wanted this, which I don't see it should work right now like this, it won't work like this if they don't work on this situations individually. But that's what I see here. Let's see where and what he could have done better on the connection. What could have done better in this connection? There you go. Okay. Okay, so we got Gemini energy, Virgo energy, Pisces energy, Libra again. So allegedly he needed to let go of somebody from the past. It does show me an energy that's a blonde, right? It doesn't have to be a blonde, but again, I don't know, I'm gonna just tell you what the card looks like, and it looks like a blondie girl. Now moving from that, right, not necessarily has to be a blondie girl, but let's say energetically he is still not over certain thing, a certain someone, allegedly. And like I said, it makes sense that he's not over it, because based on his cards, he don't tend to work on his emotions. He tends to put it under the rug and continue with his day, and this often does not work. And you could see why, because eventually what you thought you moved on from without working is going to pop back on the time you least expected. So allegedly this could be an ex or something like that he's not yet over it with, or a traumatic event with a partner, allegedly, let's say. Moving from that, it also shows up the same thing. You can't expect somebody who's single, that you allegedly haven't really committed to act like a girlfriend. Meaning what exactly? If allegedly you both have not spoke about making this official, you guys have no label, like I said to Eve, like I said in the first reading for the connection. If you don't force the commitment, right, and I'm saying force, but again, if you don't make the commitment happen and you don't label the connection, there's no cheating, there's no commitment from neither energy, because you are both on the same boat. So allegedly he could have done things subconsciously, as spending time as a young guy he is and whatnot with females and certain things, which could be disrespectful to her eyes, allegedly, because they had something going. Now if he did that, keep in mind that even Stevens is a thing, which is she's gonna do the same, because allegedly you are showing her that it's okay, right? So we cannot ask things from people that we cannot do too, and that's where the toxicity comes, because they both do. I'm not expect you to do it first, or you have to apologize first, or allegedly they have this energy of playing, like I said to Eve, they both play with fire, right? It's fun of like you flirt with her, oh then I'll flirt with him, you know what I'm saying, like indirectly or whatnot, but eventually it'll consume the both of you, because it's not a healthy way to deal with things. Communication is key, and I feel like they both fail a lot in that, allegedly, and that's why they're so toxic together, because they are similar, and that's why they got along to begin with, and that's why the attraction started. But allegedly this also things that attracted them is what destroyed them. And I feel here that allegedly he also did not listen to his intuition. He's not ready for a real connection. Allegedly he is not ready for